Hello everyone, and welcome back to FlightGear. Apparently I forgot to set up a display. Here you go, and let's get into it. สวัสดีครับพี่อนัทพัชระหรือ ดีที่ได้เจอคนไทยทีนะครับ I think we have a fellow viewer from my nationality and also the Epic Chicken. Welcome to the stream. So as y'all might have already heard, the topic of today's stream, let me turn down my speakers real quick, is to try out a few autopilots and see how they handle a gradually failing aircraft. Now this A320 is going to be a pretty fun case because this is a relatively advanced aircraft, and basically at every single failure it will turn off the autopilot. So, and especially in our scenario, we're dealing with someone where there is no one conscious in the cockpit, and there will be none that can enter. So that's gonna be fun, isn't it? Where is is there a record style in this? Because this looks weird. It's not updating. Alright, fine. So I have been hello Chief Palpatine. Good to see you in the chat, and especially when it comes to failures, I am not sure if the usual, my plan was to use the random failures tab in FlightGear to do some like surprise failures, because the random failures, it can make it fail after a random duration or something. We can do instrument failures, which can set V's, but these are just instruments, and what we're after is to basically gradually disable the systems on the plane. So that will have to be done in this system failures dialog, and because there's no randomness here, I guess y'all get to decide via voting in the chat what kind of failures do we want to have. Alright, multiplayer wise, unfortunately I didn't have enough. I figured that I would save a bit of time by starting right on a runway, which means that it's not going to be nice to boot into multiplayer in this state. However, I will be taking off, and right after a takeoff, I will be joining MP network. And this will be my operating procedures for the rest of the flights, because this is not the only aircraft we'll be flying today. So, you know, we need to rush a bit. We will also be doing two other aircraft, which is the 172 and the CitationX at least. So let's get this going. I've already had the V speed, a rough approximation configured. So let's go ahead, and I think it's Shift F is the toga. No, it's Control. Let's go with Control S for flex thrust, and then Shift F, because you don't usually deal with toga. So with that in mind, and a full 30 FPS, that's surprising on a nightly. Let's go ahead and do it. Or not. Engine thrust levers not set. Yeah, I guess we're going to. Also, the parking brake is still on, which is wrong. It should be released now. There we go.
V1.
What just happened? bugged. And rotate. Gear up. And flaps down. We're not landing, guys. And maybe one more step of flaps because we're a little bit burnout. Anyway, we're going to... What? Guys, I'm not landing. Autopilot 1, auto throttle, and we're going to dial the speed up to 200 or so. Heading mode it is. And we're going to turn north. Because that's where I have scenery, basically. Altitude-wise, we're going to use 1200, and I'm going to go ahead and do up climb, which is that. Alright, cool. Anyway, Shift F, throttle climb. And I think we can retract the last step of flaps now. You wouldn't be able to see on the me on the website just yet. However, I'm going to be joining right about now. Mostly because I would be blocking the runway otherwise. So let's see. Well, I guess server 20. I guess the numbers got shuffled around a little bit. Oh, 21. There we go. CVA8614. I wonder who that is. I'm not sure if it should be happy or not that the display brightness is actually calibrated here. Right, what do we have here? Ground spotters, armed, seatbelts, continue downlink. Alright, I just need to get that out of the way. Get the speed brakes. Get the speed brakes up then. However that is. Like that. Alright. Speed-wise, I'm just going to go all the way up to 230 because that seems to be what's suggested. One other reason why I don't actually want to use multiplayer, but that's too late now, is because I will be using time acceleration a lot to make this a hell lot faster. Because just doing this manually just takes a long time to wait for things to go, well, you know. Yeah. So right now we're waiting in the climb, so... What the hell? Also I'm climbing, so... Guys, have I told you that you should not tail people if you're flying an aircraft with a TCAS system? Alright, where are you? Just off to my left. Alright, let's see if the new thing can actually help me spot ya. Going to turn on traffic, so there's the airport. And the CVA guy should be... No, that's the other airport, so... And you're also pretty far below me. Ah, there you go. Hello. There you are. I guess that's why. We're at like... what, 4,000 feet of separation, so I'm not sure why that would happen. Did it pass? Anyway, because we're actually getting pretty close to cruise now, and the landing lights should probably go up at this point. So, there we go. What failure do you guys want to kick in after we reach cruise? Come on, pick one. Pick one. Here we go, leveling off now. Alright, come on guys, type in a chat. What failure do you want to befall this airplane first things first? Yeah, so at this point we just reached cruise altitude, quote unquote, and the pilots have somehow both lost consciousness without the stewardesses knowing. They will know soon enough. Alright, come on, tell me. Which failure is the first one you want? Alright, let's go with some of these things. I'm not these are the flight controls, so because the entire point of this is to have the autopilot fly the plane, these ones, I'm going to leave these ones alone because that kind of defeats the point. These are pneumatic systems that might be interesting, Hydraulic systems, I'm actually not sure what these are used for in. Actually no. This is the one that's more useful because this goes to the aircon packs as far as I know, and possibly something along that line related to the brakes. This one goes to the brakes and the flight control, so having these go down would be catastrophic. These ones will most likely fall off the autopilot. Left engine first thing. I will tell you that I wouldn't recommend that. I would leave that for like second or so. Internet failures. And fuel system, I might actually do these before the engines themselves. Fire, I'm not going to go with that. Not fun. Not fun in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and pick these two. Let's see, air engine 2 HP value. That's just the Weber engine. And that is about it. You seem to be doing well so far. Okay, so let's bring in more. Ram air row and an aircon pack. Seems well so far, except for the plane just to our side. We're not flying visual, I'm not keeping track of you, but that seems to be you. Anyway, cross bleed and hot air valve. Seems to be going well. The only other aircon pack. The other two. Air engine 2 HP value faults. But everything seems to be going well so far. Alright, Fernando has said that he wants the left engine gone, so we're going to do that and leave it. We're going to do that for now. And we're going to go ahead and do fuel systems. So we're going to do these two. Weirdly enough, this does not. Okay, I'm going to go forward in this just so we know what. Weirdly enough, the displays did not update at all. I would expect for these displays to change at this point to show the failure, because otherwise nobody knows. It's silent. Anyway, two more. This one good. Tank R pump 2. Now there's only one pump running in each tank. Seems to not be perturbed. C1. Still does not seem perturbed. Alright, L2. Looking still good so far. R1 and R1. Still not perturbed. Oh, also those are apparently engine fire, so we're going to shut down the engines just manually and not with this menu. Yeah, we're not doing fires. They're not the kind of thing I'm interested in. So with all the fuel pumps off, all the entire pneumatic system off, and the only thing value being this cabin pressure thing here, because we are actually going to fail. also all the tank pumps because of that. I'm pretty there has to be like some kind of like gravity fed system going on, which I'm not aware of. But in any case, I'm going to set the AirPU on fire. Okay, I've already said it. I'm not dealing with fires because I don't know how to, and B, it wouldn't affect the way the aircraft flies, which is the entire point of this experiment, to see how the autopilot handles this. So we're just going to follow Fernando R's recommendation here and flick off the left engine. Engine 1 shut down, mode cell, VAT, land ASAP, bleed not closed, and do we have the autopilot cut off? We don't. Interesting. If no fuel leak, monitor imbalance, and TCAS TA. Anyway, we know exactly what happened, so we're not going to deal with that for now. Lever MCT. Really? Sure. Alright. Looks like this is actually going well so far. Reduce speed and altitude. Why would I? The pilot has passed out. They can't do that. So with that out of the way, and now that we have actually proven that the plane can actually fly under one engine for once, although it's going to be pitched because of imbalance of thrust, I'm going to go with one of the things I really like to do in this case, which is to just simulate a fuel leak. A fuel leak, basically. These are the pipes. We're not going to care about that. All right, we're going to turn these guys off, this one off. Actually, we'll keep this one alive. This guy off, and now this guy off. Or not. I guess these checkboxes are not respected at all. So we're just going to zero all these out. And now, bam. Let's see if anything comes up. Not yet, although we have a lot less fuel now. I think you can see where I'm going with this. I'm just going to run this one down to fuel starvation, basically. And there we go. Engine 2 pipes, fuel, the last drops of fuel running down, and there goes the engine, there goes the autopilot, and there goes the power. Is the rat out? The rat is out. But still, we actually do not have power in this plane at all to run the autopilot, so... And since we already set up the scenario that the thing is out, but the pilot is out, this is just what we're going to live with, guys. Congratulations, this is how you fail it. Weirdly, the trim wheel is moving. Right, what's going on? I don't know, but I still find it weird the trim wheel was moving. I thought the autopilot was out. Relieving altitude, doing all kinds of weird things. And that. Epic Chicken says bye, yeah, that is funny. Hilda, or whoever wrote this, I don't read Vietnamese. Hello. So you might be thinking how I got into this situation. Basically, this is for those of you joining in, this is an experiment to find out how the autopilot and E2B's planes handle a gradual systems failure. For this one, I actually need to turn off. I didn't turn off the flight control systems, but I need to basically run it down to fuel starvation. I can tell from the diacritics on your name. For this one, I basically had to run it down to fuel starvation, shut down both engines in order to have the autopilot do this. Although something fun that I might just do is I'm going to give it some fuel and some amount of fuel. Although we're going to turn off the second engine as well. But we are going to turn on the APU if I know where that is. Somewhere up here. Which I actually again, I don't usually fly this, so I don't know where the APU trigger is. APU startup. Anyway, it seems to be dead though. Alright, I'm going to try to get this up and running. Alright. Looks like we also have alternate law on that. And overspeed, interesting. I actually didn't know that it will overspeed. I thought that wouldn't be quite possible. This is a scary sight, you don't want to see this, and there's a mountain over there, so I guess I am doing that. I guess we're doing that. Landing gear not down because we're actually flying in the mountain as we speak. Last time I think I managed to turn the electrical system back on after the APU shut off, but this time that didn't happen. Alright. In a real plane, we have actually crashed. This is just like hypothetical right now, all hypothetical. So I'm not sure why the APU didn't kick in the rest of the electrical system just like that, but yeah. In any case, the autopilot is not coming back. And there we go, stall. And that. Flight to the crescent. So that's the first one, the A320. I'm not sure what I haven't tried the hydraulics, but okay, I'm going to switch the view over to you because I'm kind of curious on how you want to do it. Basically, without doing something that would disable the flight controls, you will have to, unfortunately have to basically disable both engines to do that, to get the autopilot cut off, which is pretty good for those who have like no stick and rudder training, which is good anyway. I think there have been several incidents in the past where people having no stick and rudder training, sorry, I not meant to say that. I mean, basically when the plane just went to the autopilot is cut off, and on some flights the transition wasn't managed properly, and they eventually crashed basically. Thanks for pass, Eagle. Epic Chicken. How can I add some skin of the plane? After you download the skin, you find where the plane is installed, and then add the new folder into the aircraft pack. I'm not sure that that new skin will actually be deleted if the aircraft is updated that way. I'm not sure if there's an official way to solve that yet. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and restart with yes, the C172P, the C172P. We're going to run this in the order of like least interesting to most interesting, because I know how the Citation 10 is going to handle this. It is something I have done pretty much dozens of times, so there's nothing interesting left for me to do in that regard. Hello, OBS. So, I was going to do the Skyhawk, and we are going to do... actually, let's just have a bit of a taxi experience. Do it at gate start. Basically do it at gate start, and I'm going to drag it over to the correct route. Actually, if I drag it to the correct location, I'm just going to do that. Boot it up. We're 20 minutes into the stream so far, which is fun. What's my effects engine? I need to turn off occasionally. You just saw a lot of personal information just there. Lay download some scenery quick, sure.
Welcome aboard. Need help? Use help tutorials.
Alright. Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and move this over a tiny bit and repair the darn thing. Just so that they can go back in multiplayer and have you guys be in it, basically. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that no one's here, and then I'm going to go ahead and taxi over. One of the reasons I usually start on the runway is that taxi just takes a long time. This takes a long time usually. This game has ATC VATSIM. Yes, VATSIM. You can join VATSIM in this game with a bridge program. I do actually have a VATSIM account, however, I don't usually fly on there because I don't usually do realism, as you may be able to tell. PA28, nice choice. Speaking of that, if anyone here recognizes the call sign Warrior 82, I think it was Warrior 8274 Foxtrot. You're my kind of nerd. This custom is not much. What do you mean by that? VATSIM. I guess you were using like speech to text or something. VATSIM is not organized much. Oh yeah. Yeah, I might consider it joining in sometime. Especially when I feel more like doing something like more procedural occasionally. The fun part about this plane is that as of something that's official, what are you doing? This plane has support for the default failure system for FlightGear, so this should be fun. I think we also tested all the way back then that the system failures actually do affect the autopilot's ability to know the situation. And I actually tested this yesterday, that this is to some extent a thing with the Citation 10. Although not all of them do. I think if I remember correctly, for the Citation, the airspeed is not affected. However, the altitude absolutely is. I guess you're waiting for me then. So, with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and set up the autopilot first because it needs to set up. 2979 is what we're looking at. 79, because it just wants me to do that. I'm also going to set the heading bug so we can do that. And let's go. Right, 40. 50, 60. I wonder why I always did drift left in this way. I'm pretty sure real life don't do that. Alright, 5 just in case I did weird things with the rudder. And a bunch of PIO later, here we are. Alright, we're going to do the same thing for now. Engage the autopilot with this, which I need to do on this dialogue because it's broken for some reason. And VS mode, I'm going to bring it to And let's say 1000. The plane seems to be able to do that. And heading mode. And like the last one, we're going to turn it north. For this plane, we're just going to do it like 3,000 feet or so. So for you, the altitude arm is at 3,000. Should not take too long to get there, considering that we just hit 1,000 this there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Where are you? Hello. I actually don't have visual on you in this one. I think that next video might actually be dealing with head tracking. Are you going to drop that down a bit? Save the engine. Microsoft Flight Simulator, absolutely state of the art these days. Because FS 2020, yeah, it's kind of state of the art. The equivalent is, I think, is X-Plane 12 now. Although I'm not sure what it's doing at the moment. Also, I'm not sure what preparatory. I always read it as preparatory. Apparently, it's prepared. That was a FS10 fork that exists. They have really good artists, scenery-wise. And also, the fun thing about it is that I think we noticed that there is a lot of photo scenery, although the texture work and integration work is absolutely awesome, and we can definitely learn from that. We already have a hard enough time doing the performance stuff as is, so I don't see that happening, but a man could dream. Hello, SF Simulations. Good to see you here, halfway in. Finally have to download you. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about, and unfortunately, I've left that land long ago. Otherwise, I actually would have stumbled upon FlightGear in the first place, actually. Where the what? Order. Oh yeah. Oh god. I think I might have went a little bit overboard on the engines there, which is weird because I'm at like 100, which is not that far. It's not that bad, all things considered. We're crossing up into, I think it's Suratani now from Phuket Island. There's the bridge. Double bridge because two scenery sources don't agree. This is the road where we flew back through in that video where I had the FlightGear rendering in non-real time mode. When you upgrading sim, I'm not sure what do you mean by that. Because I've been swapping for this channel. I've been swapping between at altitude now. I've been swapping between 2020.3 and 2023, and by that I always mean the latest release because I compiled this myself. And 2020.4. In fact, currently I'm actually running the nightly build. However, it's a little bit old, so and close up respects on there. It's a little bit old, and I'm planning on upgrading it right after the stream. I don't want to upgrade right before because if it breaks, I will be left with nothing basically. However, it's not too far off. It's probably like less than a month off from head or whatever it's called. All right, failures time. Unfortunately, the random failures dialog just does it for everything, and I usually want to control what kind of thing I want to use. So we're going to mess around with this. So vacuum system, that's going to be for the gyros. That one's going. All right, how long should this take place over? Let's just say 5 minutes, okay? So that's 300 seconds, and 300 seconds. Static system, altitude, that's let's do that. It's 300. Pitot system, speed, or that. Electrical, we're going to leave that in for now because I'm not sure if this. Okay, electrical. I'm not sure. If I want to disable this because that might trip the autopilot, so we're not going to do that. Landing gear, we're not going to do that. Flaps, not. Speed brakes, not. Engines, we're also not going to do those. Unfortunately, air and elevator and rudder, also not doing those for the same reasons. Or not. Actually, it's more fun that way. So let's also disable the control surfaces this time because. Alright. I changed my mind. It will be the engines. It will be the engines. The thing that fails will be the engines. So, y'all ready? Let's go. Time's ticking. Where are you from? Let's say I'm from Thailand. So yeah, fellow ASEAN here. How fast are you? Oh my, I need to throttle down a bit. But right now I'm at like 130, although I plan to be at 120 or so. Although at this point, situation simulation wise, the pilot is now passed out, so. So, moving on from FlightGear wise, I think there are a couple of things that are blocking me from doing that. First of all, as I said multiple times before, financially, I don't currently have a pool to draw money from to do anything I want. So, buying games is out of the question for me right now. And even if I have money to spend, I have other stuff that I do that would take priority over flight sims. So that's one reason. Possibly the second reason is that with Dora Kitty, with this channel, I have sort of found a niche and carved out something for myself here. By switching to FSX and X-Plane, I would just be joining with people with a lot more money, a lot more effort, and a lot more time, and I'll just be lost among crowd. Although if you're asking where Dora Kitty will be moving on, if I were to decide to move on, I have a lot of other stuff that I do that I would love to talk about. For example, I have been building some kind of basically a model railway, essentially a fairly complicated model railway in a mine test, which is a modding focused Minecraft inspired game. Also open source for monetary reasons, as I said before. Unfortunately, also because of this channel is pretty set, and most of y'all are here for flight simulation content. Naturally, I couldn't move there, even if I wanted to. There's still a lot more interesting things to find, especially in FlightGear though. So, of course, there's always new updates, which I'm trying to cover as following the mailing list and all that. And essentially these days I'm following like new packages, like the latest 2 or so videos and things, and sharing them with you, which is still pretty cool to be honest. There's a lot of awesome stuff. This has taken way longer than it should though. I know it's the meme time, but something should have triggered by now. It's 4 minutes, guys. What the hell? Okay. No, that's clouds apparently. I've actually have it set up so that messages would appear up here when the fail is triggered. I don't know how, but I can see some videos that seem to be very beautiful and realistic. So as I said before, There's something called photo scenery, which is basically overlaying satellite images like Google Earth on top of this. So you'll be able to see a lot more detail and things will look a lot better. Originally, I think the reason that they didn't like it is that it would not look correct under nighttime and if there are other objects in the scene. I'm pretty sure they're starting to regret it though. Alright, I'm kind of waiting at this point. It's been like 4 or 5 minutes. Oh, there we go. Engine 2. I'm not sure what that is. It's not the main engine. If engine 1 fails and this doesn't go out, I'll just pull it out. Like my mountains. Dude, like actual plane and bigger plane on that sim, like A320. I'm not sure about A380. I might do it in the A320. Like my mountain is so strange. Yep. Low resolution vector terrain. Also solvable with photo scenery because it would just overlay the correct line over it. There goes the static, there goes the vacuum, and there goes the engine. This is where the fun starts because the one thing I'm most curious about is how the autopilot handles a gradually failing power. Essentially, most of them will just like that, gradually try very its darndest to pull the aircraft up through trimming, which will eventually stall it. I want to join the vaccine and remote my English skills. It's aviation English. As long as you can go through the ATC readbacks, it should be fine, unless you're at an event. But for normal VATSIM, if you know how aircraft radio calls work and you can practice by going through varicose stall alarm, if you can practice by going through like live ATC or something like that, you should be fine. Something went. Oh, it stalled and it entered a spin, that's why. It's too slow and it's entered a spin. I'm not sure, but that sounds like the worst possible outcome. There we go. Well, I didn't expect that. I mean, I'm expecting a stall, but apparently it pulled out into a full-on spin. Alright, if you excuse myself for a bit, I really want to see the replay. Like, what happened? So there's the stall. We're at 50, which is, the low stall speed. And there it goes. It just goes down, enters the spin. Yeah, it literally just entered a spin because it's too low. And completely lost control of the spin. You see here where everything essentially lost. Alright, I'm back. You want to do a flyby again? Or not? Well, apparently you also ran yourself into the mountain, so that's fine. This plane is too hard to fly, I think, so... yeah, I'm also surprised. I'm also surprised that it entered a spin that easily, too. You'd think that for a trainer plane, they would make this more safe, essentially. Yeah, most of the controllers are nice. Also, usually on FlightGear multiplayer, there are people who will basically play ATC. Sometimes they do it on a schedule. There's a website that's called Lenny's websites that you can check out some of the ATC schedules. Some of them are going to be serious about realism. Usually when I do ATC, I don't because it's FlightGear multiplayer. So, yeah, that's gonna be fun. So, with our plane sliding down the mountainside. Oh, the wonders of JSB Sim and all the really good crash dynamics that can happen. We're going to move on to the last plane, which is the Citation 10. Which is mostly going to be me telling you about what I found. when investigating all of this. So again, I will be spawning in this Citation 10, originally on the runway and then moving out. And also, you guys are going to look at a black screen this time because I'm not showing my personal information again.
Welcome aboard. Need help? Use help tutorials.
And here we are. Right, let me turn this up for a bit. I'm going to go ahead and drag myself over, decrash myself, and then just go ahead. Right, because this might be a little bit hard in this plane, I'm just going to drag it over like that. Auto start it and join multiplayer. Guess that bugged again. And there we go. CVA is back. What are you this time? Also a citation. Nice. I'm descending flight level to land in a VV2B. Okay. Where is that? Actually, yeah, serious question. Where is that? I'm curious. New one, apparently. Okay, sure. Alright. So, Citation 10, as usual, I'm just going to set the course heading back to our heading out. So we're just going to go with it's going to go with also 120. Flaps are already set for takeoff, and we will just. What are you doing? Also, why are you a yellow blue glider? I have the plane installed. That's fun. Hello. Oh yeah, I guess just the I guess there's a corrupt model in my install somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take off now that he's cleared. Right, I'm going to cut it down a little bit. Just make sure I line up first before going full throttle. Center and time for toga.
System fail.
Hello? Okay. Can you go insert sister line, please? Maybe next time. Planes have collision this time. Oh my lord, okay. Yeah, because I'll actually need to leave and rejoin completely in this case. Because this plane does not like being restarted. This plane has its own systems, so... that is why ATC exists. Because this is not helpful. In fact, that would have killed, like, what, a few businessmen. Fortunately not hundreds, but still.
Welcome aboard. Need help? Use help.
Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and join right in. Because I'm not repeating that process again, and I know that there's nobody here aside from the epic chicken who decided that ramming into the back of the plane is an okay idea. You go first. You go first. Should I just change the livery just to not have his be like weird? Like that? Oh lord, what is this? Hi. I guess this one is flying in tropical areas somewhere. Alright, enable those filters, just make this look a bit better. Alright, I'm going to wait for you to go up. And just tiny bit. What are you doing? Oh, there we go. Alright. So, park brake out, alarms off, toga on, and autopilot, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot. The toga is not automatic. You still need to advance the levers, but it will stop you from going too far. It will basically stop you from exceeding like safety limits. This one, 120, and since we have some time, let's check this out. Let's see. 109. We're going to do that later. We need to correct this shit first.
V1, rotate.
Here we go. Fine, just a tiny bit. Autopilot on. Or not. Positive climb, so that goes out. You guys want me on now? Alright, there we go. Heading, and let's do FLCH. Speed, and speed wise, we're going to be at 250 for now. We're going to accelerate a wee bit later. And heading, we're also going to turn north. I cannot join Singapore. It's okay. All of the servers are connected to each other. You should appear on my screen no matter which server you join. You are at 351, so I might just do better for funsies. Like, what's the heading? 355. So let's go just to 350 for now. And everything looks good. And I just overflew you. Oops, sorry. Because 250. What was that? What? Sure. I guess that's how you make your airplane fail early. Sure. Alright, let's get back on the usual track then, which is like slightly off from north, just to make sure that I intercept landing. Alright, and now we're going to wait until we hit 120. If there are landing lights, they're going to go off now, although I am not doing lights. I know. Hydraulics. I swear the lights are here. Over here. Emergency, daylight. Those are part of the lights. That's the electrical. And where are the rest of the lights? I know there are here. They are somewhere. Ah, there we go. We're off anyway, so we don't need to care about that. Let's turn this back on so we can see what the autopilot's doing. If and when that's the case. And now you're just following me like usual. After doing gymnastics. You are 2 miles out, that's why it's less feasible. Anyway, it's over there. ATC exists in FlightGear, just small at the moment. Yeah. There's like 2 separate ATC implementation automatic ATC implementations. As in like just like FS10. So there is this like really half implemented, really buggy one that exists, and there's also the other one which is the Red Griffin ATC add-on, and the other add-ons before that. I've done Red Griffin before, but as usual, I'm when I boot a FlightGear, I usually go to do some like weird experiments. So having an ATC guide me around is not okay. I think we may have collided doing that maneuver. You have not, at least on my side, luckily. Because I would have had to do that again if you had actually hit me. Looks like we're going to last quite a bit there. Also, speed-wise, we can actually go a bit faster now. So let's do that, and it's just going to bring me up to 300 or possibly 320. We'll see. Slightly less in climb rate though, because we will need to spend power to accelerating. You're now. Oh wow! Oh Lord, where are you? 700 and is saying, what are you doing? Doing maneuvers, I guess. Okay. That's me above there. Hi. And we're now at altitude. And we're just going to wait for the speed to hit a good range, and then we're going to start. Alright, I'm going to cut it out at 330. Alright, so shall we start? Same thing as same thing as usual. We're going to engines wise, we need to do that manually. This does not support that, apparently. Also, vacuum, static, pitot, electrical. I'm going to fail this one because I know it doesn't work. Aileron, elevator, and rudder, we're going to leave those in. These ones we're also going to leave in. Engines, we might just randomly decide to fail. If these guys don't, we might just randomly decide to fail. Because that's where the fun lies. This is just blinding it. Alright, time is ticking. We'll see if things happen faster than usual this time. I actually just realized that, you know, just turning off the systems is not a good way to do this because, just turning off the system is not a good way to do this because it essentially just cuts off the autopilot's knowledge to what is going on, which is not fun in the case where the airplane would leave controlled flight because of an engine shutdown, because that would not be fun. So for this plane, let's just do this a little more classically. Alright, first of all, I'm going to remove this. I'm going to fail all of these. I'm going to just basically hand fly this plane and see how the autopilot deals with it when I turn it back on. Just to show y'all. So basically, that's out, and pull it up. For some reason, I turned off the pitos and the speed still updates. The autopilot's also aware of it, by the way. But you can tell that the vertical speed and the altitude has stopped updating. The gyros seem to still be working well, though. Right, I'm just going to maintain sort of maintain altitude now, and alright, I'm just going to do that just so we have somewhere to start, and autopilot back on. Kind of miss it how much longer you pay. This is the last plane, actually, and I will probably be at this for like 10 or so more minutes, unfortunately. You haven't but you will hit the highlights of this last plane. So as you can tell, the plane vid does actually just drop you back down, recalibrate you to the heading, and I just oh, the speed is off. That's why. And as you can tell, it does know that the speed has lower than usual. However, what it does not know is that the altitude is absolutely wrong in this case. We are at 15. We're at 1500 and climbing up to 1600 now. 16,000 more. Now, this plane is just going to like blindly guess that this is just about straight and level, and to some extent, it is, but it's not very close. So, just to prove that this isn't the autopilot just being weird on itself, we are going to turn all of these back on and see the autopilot immediately respond to that. Like that, and now that it knows that it is very high up, there it goes. It starts descending. Like that. In this case though, I'm just going to like increase this to 145 essentially, and actually let's do 150, and just let it rest at that. Are you flying with a mouse? Yes, I am flying with a mouse right now because I don't have a joystick, unfortunately. Right, FLCH, just to make this a bit more controlled, and 330 it will still be just to make the transition smooth. Where are you at? We have been flying out of Phuket. Although right now we are actually heading pretty close to, I think, heading halfway between. We're heading towards Ranong, and we are probably over Myanmar right now. Possibly. Yeah, we're just from Phuket. I'm just late Phuket. Alright, with a mouse. Personally, I think that mouse might actually be easier than joystick, unless you're flying helicopters. It's just because you don't need to worry about trim. In the mouse, you can leave it at any random position and it will stay there. It's also easier to make small corrections if your joystick is like really fiddly, which mine is, so I don't use it much anymore. Yeah, so we had started at VTSP, however we've been at this for a while, so this has been going on for a while. Anyway, we're at altitude, so although we're turning, I'm just going ahead and go to fuel starvation town. So we're going to set that to here, and for this one actually averages fuel, so it's going to do that. Cut off the latest bits and leave it. You remember that first stream together? Hello, Irish. Glad to see you here near the end. And back into the fight here. Nice to hear it, Constantine. So I'm going to just pretty much zero this out now. Yep, I do remember you. Which is why I call you out. Not sure if we're going to do like oh my lord, what just happened? Okay, the autopilot is definitely doing something weird. That I definitely did not account for. That first and last. Why you call it like that? Don't call it that. But anyway, yeah, I don't plan on doing. Oh, there goes the left engine. So we're just going to get the right engine out as well. And there we are, both engines out. And actually, the power is going to go out soon as well because of that. You get a better PC now with the power graphics 30 action X2, no issues. Yeah, I saw that. Glad to hear. Okay, on this plane, you can't actually activate the APU right here. Although I think there are some state machine random things because we're not meant to do this, which completely makes it not work at all. Because once both of these engines shut off, the electrical systems can go completely offline. Stuck with my iFree. With FlightGear, especially with FlightGear, if you're from like a pretty good while ago, you might actually end up with better performance than a newer computer, just because the one thread speed is higher. And this also, hello Symbolic Sam, I just saw you joining, and essentially this is why I left the citation info last, because I know it's going to be boring as shit. This is the stable state now. This is what it's normally doing. And what it's normally doing is just stay stable like this. Now, it will eventually stall. Eventually. But that's not going to happen for a really long time. And also, even if it's stalled, it will still be descending like very slowly. Oh, at this point, we will actually be transitioning from a descent to an altitude maintenance, just like that. It's kicking in right now, and so it will kind of sort of be interesting to see how that goes. Also, I'm not sure how exactly the state, which is way better improvement than the old one in terms of FA from 5 to 80. Good to hear that. Speaking of overclocking, I actually had to underclock my computer because it's the laptop and it might melt otherwise, so that is fun. 14, taking off from what seems to VTSP. This is not V. Oh, you're at Renong, that's why. You look to the right, control server checks, and up you go, I guess. Yeah, this one we're just gonna do wait randomly. Wow. The Eagle just randomly does aerobatics in front of us here. Iris said that his new laptop actually hits mid-50s, 60s at high load. If you stay in the mid-50s in the high 50s with games, that's a really good setting. That's actually what I usually aim for when it comes to temperatures, because that's kind of saving the battery if we're running things long term. Although for my laptop, if I let it go and absolutely do not control everything, it will absolutely let the CPU hit 100. And that is pretty much the limit, so yeah, not great. Alright, back to my plane. You can see that we are somehow managing to maintain altitude. I think we're going to fall soon. For this one, we are continuously slowing down. We're now below stall speed. The slats have actually been deployed because the plane automatically does that if it's slowing down this much. Stalling on a word, very good. Oh, yep. I have land to the side, although I have land to the side which I can use. But again, the entire premise of this stream is both of the pilots had passed out, and no one can get into the cockpit somehow. So, yeah, land or water, it kind of doesn't matter because we're just going to see this thing crash anyway. Also, it's YA sim, so you're not going to see fun crash dynamics. I didn't have no crash script running in this case. you can actually see now that we have started to descend a little bit because our speed has been lowering constantly. The plane has only managed to pitch up to what, 10 or so. That's most likely partially because that is absolutely the maximum deflection that the autopilot can do. I'm going to help with it a little bit. Let's just carefully move this thing out here, make sure that everything's calibrated. You're recreating recent incident. Oh yeah, I think there was a recent crash where they have guessed that it was due to the cabin decompression, essentially leaving everyone decapitated. It actually happened, I think, twice in history. The Helios is one of them, and the Pirate Jet is the current one. Helios is the Helios Airlines one is the one that you will find on Air Crash Investigation. That one, I think the other one was like the Paint Stewart Learjet or something. I think in the Learjet case, they misdiagnosed essentially a valve was left open. They misdiagnosed the alarm for that as a takeoff and fake alarm. They went up there and, well, cabin decompression. So that will be one scenario where this would happen, essentially. Except in that case, they ran out of fuel because they overshot their target. At this point, it was more a rapidly falling apart aircraft. Although I've just recently discovered that it's kind of more fun just to do it this way. I'm stalling. I'm like, how can an F-14? Why would you? Oh Lord, that looks very bad. That looks like a that looks like a spin and possibly a flat. Probably not a flat spin, but yeah, that looks bad. Sorry. Yeah, so this is pretty much what the last moments of this plane are going to look like, which is why I saved this for last. Just a casual cruise down at 87 knots or so, just gradually descending until we hit the water. So, yeah. That's why I left this for last, because it is absolutely not exciting at all. Although, shall we bring back an old friend? An old friend called not knowing what is going on. Alright, so we're going to cut off the autopilot real quick just so that it does not persist. We're going to do that and bring it back. It looks like the guidance still knows that we're supposed to pitch up, so that didn't help at all. And the altitude is the only part that matters, so yeah, that's not happening. I'm not planning to land it. And this is the end, essentially. This is the end. As I said, I'm simulating that flight, so no one's alive in the cockpit. So, but we can just like randomly attempt to land if we like. Turn off an autopilot at some point now. So, to do that, and fortunately we have power, so this is going to be a little bit easier for me. Let's turn on the airport investigation here and range. We can actually, I think we actually have VTSR, Renault Rivera. That might be too close. Yep, that's definitely too close. So, what's next? Yeah, let's try that last one. That looks fun. 10, and I think 15 is VTKT. Out at 20 miles versus VYKT. Not sure if I can reach 20 miles. Hey, let's just say one pilot came back. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do VYKT, which is definitely in Myanmar. Looking at it. Alright, let's try to make that one. Let's try to make that one, and if we can't, we are just going to turn back. So, pilot turned off, autopilot off, just because. Set back out. Alright, and we're going to, and first thing is first, I think we're going to fix the absolutely weird pitch trim that's going to happen in this case. Pitch trim. We're going to basically pick up enough speed to enter like usual flight regimes again for now. And point ourselves straight towards there. I'm actually going to leave it at one slat unless we know to be safe in energy. Alright, looking at the rates. I'm honestly not sure if we're going to hit that one. Which country are you? We're definitely in Southeast Asia because we've took off from Phuket essentially, and we're probably somewhere over Myanmar right now. Somewhere. Right, what are you doing? Don't do that. More broken autopilot. More stupid broken autopilot. Also, where is VYKT right now? Right, I think that altitude-wise we should be able to make it, but I'm kind of figuring out. I kind of need to spot where it is. Also, so I'm actually going to cheat and use this. And oh yeah, we're definitely going to reach that. Oh right, we're definitely going to reach that now. Although we would, I think we actually have enough energy at this point to just align with the runway. Although mountain-wise, we probably have we probably only have one shot at this, and we will need to shed energy. So I've underestimated my energy. Oh, underestimated energy here. So we're going to do that for now. Just flying like parallel or something. Because frankly we have too much energy to do a one in this way. Wait, you can see the running. Engines failed, yeah. For those who just joined, we are doing the original mission was to basically simulate a situation where all the pilots essentially fainted, and the autopilot is left to fly a increasingly dilapidated plane. However, the goals have since changed a little bit, and now we're just doing kind of a dead stick landing. One of the airports came back. The flight attendant on the Helios flight was awake, and now he's trying to land this plane.
Bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle,
I know,
bank
I know.
angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank
Should
angle,
be about
bank
right
angle,
to jettison
bank
around
angle,
right amount
bank
of energy.
angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle.
Definitely
bank
not going to
angle,
be
bank
comfortable
angle,
to
bank angle,
passengers. Well.
bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle.
Although I
bank
might
angle,
need to go
bank
out
angle,
again.
Bank angle, bank angle, bank angle.
If the situation
bank
does
angle,
not
bank
allow.
Angle, bank angle, bank angle.
Where are you?
Angle,
Where are
bank
you?
Angle, bank 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 angle, bank
Where are you?
angle, bank angle, bank angle,
There you are.
bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle, bank angle.
That's one. And the Citation 10 has an absolutely humongous flaps free, so maybe we're going to do speed brakes right now because we're not. Oops. Alright. That would have actually broken the plane in real life. That's what that sound meant. Too fast, bank angle. I realize that this will lead to things being way too fast, which is why I'm trying really hard to slow down right now. Because we're still high, but I kind of want to stay high. So that's one aircraft braking move right then. Okay, I'm going to leave it at this step because the next flap step is how you like heavy braking. And down comes the gear.
Gear down.
And so you can put the speed brakes up at this point because we're still high on energy. Coming in steep, but coming in well.
1,000. Sync rate.
I'm going to aim for the numbers
Sync rate.
because we're racing now.
Sync rate.
And we really need to worry about flaring.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
We're not supposed to land with speed brakes on. Sure.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
I just realized my speed, so yep. Third flap step is definitely going. Uh-oh! I did not expect that.
30.
I expected pretty bad.
20.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing that now.
10.
And bound. And brakes. That was not going to be a nice landing, but at least it's a landing. Speed brakes and flap with aviation related song. A landing checklist in the front of the one. Thank you for the recommendation. And we don't have enough energy to do that, so let's just vacate. And yeah, hard landing. Mostly because I really want to get on the ground at that point. Essentially, I was just going to go off the end of the runway otherwise. This thing sucks for me. I can't fly. Which is why I sometimes just give technical display. So, and what is the key for that again? Control D. Welcome to the ground, where at least we all have survived with the airframe somewhat intact. Hello, Annihilus Pig. Glad to see you here. Although we have kind of gone. Coming in low and quick, it looks like. Alright, glad to see you here too. Although we are kind of actually finishing up at the moment. Also, a nice landing to you, Epic Chicken. That looks low and fast, but otherwise absolutely normal. That's good. I actually came in way too fast, so that's fun. I should have been using like one flaps that, like full flaps way earlier than I did, and definitely not in the final moments. As I said, we're actually finishing up, so we'll be done in about 5 minutes or so. Unfortunately, you can always join me next time. This is about I usually start the stream about 1 or 2 hours before now, and I usually announce streams about a week in advance. So if you check back to my channel, you will see it. Oh dear, what happened to you? Bruh, he didn't flare. He is low on energy, so I don't think he could survive flaring for too long. Not sure what happened to you. Oh, we lost the packets. Yeah, let's guess that guy refueled. Got to see you here. And yeah, I guess we're going to see it next time at Let's Play. And that, I think, is going to be it for today, guys. Right, let's just do something like a random group photo for a moment, both with the tags on and off. Alright. Although for this, I might want to pull the view position. So back, something like that, I guess. There you are. And I'm going to do the one with the tags off, which should be more acceptable. So the Epic Chicken and also Symbolic Sam, who is unfortunately not with us for the ending scene. And there we are. Another one with a menu because I forgot. Both points about true. That is absolutely true. Go a little bit closer. Yeah, let's just do that. We're going to let's go ahead and like refuel somehow. New truck controls. Name for your truck. Connect. Refuel. Actually, 500 or so pounds for now. And cut that out. So if I had like a fuel truck, sorry, a pushback, that might have been a little bit nicer. I saw you moving in. Hello, Symbolic Sam, and it's Epic Chicken. I saw you trying to move in there. So I guess I'm just can find a good camera angle for you with this thing. So it's going to be like 5 meters left or something. Let's make it 20. Make it 20. And maybe 10 meters up. Nah, 5 up and 50 away. Just like that. Sorta. Alright, let's do that. Let's just do that again from the opposite side. So that's just a negate. Let's just negate on that. And shoot. There we go. Complete. Congratulations, Dardek, our current lifelong partner. Completely clipping. Yeah, I'm not sure what unique yet, but I had a lot of fun doing. This, definitely. Right, so with that, Symbolic Sam, I'm pretty sure I need to tweak my lot a little bit for you to show up properly, as far as I can tell. Actually, that didn't matter, but here you... What you doing? Hello. Also, that looks like the electric plane that I flew back then. So wait, what is the camera? Are you in the camera angle? You absolutely are, so let's do that again. So, without the tags, this is the last one to call this off. And with the tags. Just like that, it goes. Haha, yup. The maneuverability of an electric plane always wins. Unfortunately, it's actually not quite easy to move the view location out here because it's so damn slow. It is so damn slow, you know. Or not. We're gonna do it someone like this. What are you? No! Oh no! Oh no! Oh Lord! Okay. Yeah, you're doing that historic photo with a slightly adjusted angle. Something like. All right, let's do that. Without the tags, because I couldn't get this to work otherwise. Yellow Boo plain bear. He wants to kiss too. Let him. And we got the kiss photo. All right, is there another one around? Nah, just the two. All right, so I guess we are calling this off for today. Kissing nothing out of the ordinary. Yep. All right, so we will see you again next time. Have a nice flight.